All right, we're on. Cool. Let me light my candle real quick. Where's my lighter? There it is. Light up my candle. Still got some wax to it, so might as well use it up while we still can. Um. All right. Since we're like, we got some people in already. Hi, welcome in. So as you can see from the title, I've pretty much gotten a few updates on what's going on with the state of this country, more or less. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. But first, I want to start with some of the lighter stuff and then get into the deep and dark, what's going on. Let me see if I got. I don't have every thing in now. Sorry, I'm trying to get one more tab together. Okay. So I got that so far for right now. So first and foremost, let's talk about the weather. A good little conversation starter, just talking about the weather. So let me share my screen real quick. Hold on, I forgot about this. I totally forgot about this. I need to put all this stuff on my other what's it called? My other monitor, so I can easily share the screen with you guys about what is going on so far. So let's share screen. There was screen 2. All right. We're going to get to that last. I'll do with the more heavy stuff at the end. So today, on Saturday, January 31st, we finally made it to the end of the month. And it's been a month. Let me adjust my camera real quick so I could be a little bit more center. It has definitely been a month. And not only are we having to deal with the snow that's now turned to ice. Hello, welcome in, Wuhan. Welcome in, Wuhan. How's it going? Oh, thanks for the like. Thank you. But not only we on the East Coast have to deal with all this snow that has now turned to a solid sheet of ice, we're now undergoing a powerful nor'easter. And that's just bringing in more snow. And as of right now, at least where I'm at, it's currently snowing. Now so over on the west, it's nice and sunny and warm. Well, except for Seattle. Seattle's always going to be raining. But here on the east, other than Miami and Tampa, and maybe Jacksonville, here on the east, we is on the struggle bus. So let me go to today's weather real quick. It's cloudy. That's a lie. It's snowing right now. That's a lie. What's not a lie is the temperature. That's for sure. It is 18 degrees for sure. And right now, it's supposed to be just a light bit of snow. I'm right. Thanks for asking. By the way, slow mo's only lets me post one. Um, I don't know how to change that. Yeah, I do not know how to change that while I'm actively in the live. Unfortunately, uh, yeah, I have no clue how to change that while I'm in the live. Um, I'll have to fix that next time I go live. When that will be, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday if I don't have to go into work, which I probably won't because they still have yet to scrape my road. They still have yet to scrape my road. And the only places where there's actual road and not a sheet of ice is where the sun's been hitting it to help the ice melt, which, yeah. Anyway, um, where was I at? Oh yeah, it's supposed to be just light snow until going into the afternoon, and it's supposed to stop at 1, but we shall see. No problem. Keep going over the weather. I'm in Maryland. Please go over my areas. Oh, you're in Maryland. Hold on. What did they say about Maryland? Let's talk about Baltimore. Because I know Baltimore. Hey, it's thinking. There you go. But those that are more in the north are probably getting it worse than us. Okay, so you guys have a cold weather advisory until 1 on Sunday. It's 20 degrees, but at least it's sunny where you guys are. Well, if you're close to Baltimore, Maryland. If you're more close to DC and Northern Virginia, then yeah. What's the matter, bud? I know you want to go play out in the snow, but there are still some spots where there's like a whole sheet of ice, and I don't want you to slip and fall and hurt yourself, okay? All right, bud. I know you love playing in the snow, but we gotta be careful, okay? This is my dog with me. Yep. Okay. You want to show everybody? Show everybody. Want to say hi to everybody? Want to say hi to everybody? He's always with me when I'm recording or on live because him's a big baby. Him's a big baby and always has to be near mama. Don't you lick me. I just moisturized my face. I just moisturized my face. Do not lick me. Anyway. Let's see. You guys have about 20% of cloud cover. Not too bad. It feels like 12 degrees. Okay, we're anticipating snowfall last night, but nothing came. Doggy loves you. Yes, he does. He just had a birthday. He turned 3. Yeah, you big 3-year-old baby. But the good thing, you guys don't have more snow coming your way. You guys just have to deal with whatever's on the ground now from this previous snow and ice storm that came from the Gulf. Usually with nor'easters, when it comes to the Bible Belt, it's hit or miss. But if it's coming from the Gulf, and it's coming from the Gulf, we're going to get everything from the Gulf. No, don't get on the keyboard. You can't go tippy tappy on the keyboard. Okay. Snow amount 0 inches. Yeah, you guys will just have sunshine and lollipops and rainbows. Well, we have to tiptoe around the snow to make sure we don't hit a sheet of ice and then fall on our asses. Yes, I believe it's called the bomb cyclone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it was a bomb, all right. It was a bomb. Especially in my area, because we ain't got no good snowplows. We ain't got no good snowplows, and we it's always the rural roads that end up getting scraped last and salted last or not at all. So yeah, that's how it's going. That's exactly how it's going. That's a good thing you guys haven't really got anything because you are close to the Chesapeake. That's what this map is looking at. Oops. Don't lick me! Don't lick my face! Don't lick my face! Don't lick my face! Alright. But yeah, let's see what everything else is saying for everywhere else in the South. Let's go back to home. Have you had any occurrence with black ice? Yes. Oh yes, absolutely. On my way to work and on my way home from work, I have to go extra slow, not only because of the deer. The deer is one thing. The black ice is just another obstacle in my way of living. Hello? Is it stuck? Whoop. What I do? Okay, I guess I got to go straight to home. No, what I do? Oh, I broke it. Okay, there we go. But yeah, in Norfolk, Washington, mostly Washington D.C. You know what? It would be helpful if I put my glasses on. There we go. I feel bad for the people in Buffalo because it's 13 degrees and it's snowing. But then again, they're probably used to it. They're probably just going on their daily commute with their cup of coffee off to the office like it's a regular Tuesday. Um, Minneapolis is 19 degrees, which we'll get to them eventually. Chicago, they have some snow as well. Detroit's just cloudy but cold. And Atlanta is snowing. New Orleans is just windy. I always forget to turn my phone on silent. I need to get better at that. There you go. Pesky deer, I know. You would think that with hunting season being over, that they'd let up, but no, it's still the mating season for them. They don't care. They do not care. But with that, I just know that there'll be a doe coming in my yard with her two little babies grazing. So I'm excited to see some more little fawns come my way. That's what I have to look forward to with all these deer running around in the roads. That I'll eventually see more fawns. I'll eventually see more fawns and more little herds of deer just running around, not near the road. And yeah. But that's for don't step on the keyboard. Anyway, let's go to hourly. Well, let's go to 10-day, shall we? And then I'll go over Maryland again. Is it loading? I can't tell. Okay, there we go. I didn't click on it properly. All right, so 10-day weather forecast. We're getting more snow come Friday, February 6th. And I'm pretty sure the groundhog will. Wait, is it will he or will he not see a shadow that we get more weather? We got another viewer. Hi, welcome in. Hold on, I gotta look that up real quick. Okay, if the groundhog does see his shadow, we get 6 more weeks of winter weather. But if the groundhog does not see his shadow, then we get an early spring. I predict that the groundhog will see his shadow because look at Monday. it's going to be completely sunny, so the groundhog is going to see his shadow. Whether you like it or not, he's going to see his shadow. And with that, we're going to have on Friday, this is in Virginia, mind you, going to have evening snow showers on the 6th. Then on the 10th, there's going to be morning snow showers. And then on Friday, the 13th, all into Saturday, there's a midway chance of having snow showers again. Now on Tuesday the 10th, it's going to be like a 33% chance, which is not much. The way I gauge it, anywhere below 50, we're not going to get anything. So on the 6th, it's 36, so we most likely won't get much of anything. Want to sit down? That's a good sit. That's a very good sit. Groundhog is there. Yeah, it's coming up on Monday. Right, let's go to Baltimore for the 10-day forecast. Morning snow showers, and Friday the 13th, there's a midway chance of snow. So yeah, there goes that. We're just expecting more winter weather, and we're expecting the groundhog to see his shadow. So that's that on that. Nothing more, nothing less. So that's pretty much the weather as it stands right now. But you know how the weather is and how this administration has gutted funding for, don't put your head on the keyboard, had gutted funding for weather reports, especially from the National Weather Service. So we don't know exactly how accurate it's going to be, which is going to suck come hurricane season. Because hurricane and tornado season. Matter of fact, tornado season will pretty much be as soon as spring hits. Matter of fact, even before then, when spring's starting to come in, because all that warm air and that cool air coming in, it's just going to mash up together, and yeah, tornadoes. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Oh, speaking of the administration, everyone's favorite queen of rap is still tap dancing for, which is honestly no surprise if we really think about it. Honestly, she has three motivating factors. One, she did not come here legally from Trinidad. Is she from Trinidad? Is she from Trinidad or she's from somewhere in the Caribbean? Yeah, she's from Trinidad, and her family did not come legally. But at the same time, she would have technically got citizenship from marrying an American citizen, even though that American citizen, you think she's Trini? Yeah, she is Trini. But she would have at least got American citizenship from marrying an American citizen, even though he himself has a extensive criminal record, which goes into my second theory. She's trying to get her husband pardoned so that she won't have to pay all his legal fees because that dude can't get a job. I wonder why. I wonder why he can't get a job. Oh, it probably doesn't have anything to do that he's a registered SO. It probably has nothing to do with that whatsoever. You know, right, bud? It has nothing to do with him being a registered SO and can't be in the vicinity of a playground or a child's hospital. None whatsoever. Anyway, let me take a sip of water. And also, my third theory, she's trying to get her pedophile brother out of prison because he assaulted an 11-year-old. And you know how they found out he assaulted an 11-year-old? It's because they found DNA evidence. DNA evidence, mind you, in the child's pajama pants. Your connection is unstable. I figured as much. I figured the bars are gonna come in and nuke my life. I figured that much. But anyway, let's go to the.com because there's been an update with Nicki Minaj's citizenship. Come on now. I swear this website does not want. Nicki Minaj receives gold card. White House says it's a memento. What's this gold card, mind you? Is basically her immigration card, which makes her now, in the eyes of the Trump administration, a legal U.S. citizen. She later wrote on Twitter, I'm not going to call it X because this is the guy who owns it now, Elon Musk. He dead names his own daughter, Vivian. And yet he wants us to call his child that he named after the Pythagorean theorem that whole name. Like, no, be so for real. So I'm going to call it Twitter from henceforth and hither so. Anyway, she wrote a letter on X that she is finalizing that citizenship paperwork as we speak. What are you doing? As per my wonderful, gracious, and charming president. Ugh. Just shoe shining and tap dancing over here. She added that she received the card, which typically costs $1 million. $1 million for people free of charge. Of course. All that shoe shining really paid off, huh? And the thing is, she made a post on Facebook in 2018 about what was going on in ICE then. How she was upset by it. And now, radio silence. It's complete radio silence on what's going on with ICE and the current administration. But we'll get to that at the latter part of the live. Let's get all the lighter stuff out the way before we dive into stuff that'll most likely make me upset and want to crash out. So speaking of shoe shining, according to Vanity Fair, Kanye West has officially apologized for all of his anti-Semitic, racist, and overall just nincompoop behavior. And I'm going to read to you the apology based on Vanity Fair. Oh, this is Variety. My bad. I have glasses on. I still can't fucking read. Anyway, this is his quote-unquote apology. It's my understanding that I was in the top 10 most listened to artists overall in the U.S. on Spotify in 2025. And the last week and most days as well, West said in a new interview, this is for me. Wait, no. This is not his apology letter. Oops. Oopsie daisy. 1 second. I gotta find it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to find it. Wait a minute. Nope. Hold on 1 second. One moment. Okay, I found it. Let me share the screen again. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. Share my screen. Share my screen. Okay. This is Kanye West's letter in full. It's titled To Those I've Hurt. 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At this time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, I can't speak, the one inside my skull went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system denial. When you are manic, you don't think you're sick, you think everyone else is. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off when in fact this is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. According to the World Health Organization, that the US also pulled out of, thanks to the Trump administration, and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy. I had a really bad speech impediment growing up as a kid, and it comes back every now and again. That is shortened by 10 to 15 years on average, and a 2 time to 3 time higher cause of all cause mortality rate than the general population. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1 diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, unstoppable. I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I loved the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to have someone who was, at times, unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self in that fractured state. I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold t shirts bearing it. One of the most difficult aspects of having bipolar 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to poor judgment, reckless behavior, and oftentimes feels like an out of body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by the actions in that state, and I am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did. I am not a or an anti Semite. I love Jewish people. Now, here's the part that made me feel like he was coming to us with the bullshit. To the black community, which held me down for all the highs and lows and the darkest times, which I feel like it's more of the raccoon community than the black community, because a lot of black people stop rocking with you when you start showing your true colors as an anti Semite. But here we are. The black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. Yeah, because you're a black man. But anyway, I am sorry to have let you down. I love us. In early, he wants to see this bullshit too. In early 2025, I got hiccups now. I fell into a 4 month long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As who's calling me? I have to answer that later. Now I lost my place. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Having bipolar disorder is notably state of constant mental illness. When you go into a manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. Really? I found comfort in Reddit forums, and there you go. There you go. That's not therapy. Reddit is not therapy. Matter of fact, Reddit will make you need therapy. Anyway, I found comfort in Reddit forums of all places. Different people speak of being in manic and depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read their stories and realize that I wasn't alone. It, it's not just me who ruins their entire life once a year, despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world. Wait, what? More than one ingestion using primary? Of course. Let me get out of Google then. Despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world that I'm not bipolar, but merely experiencing symptoms of. Okay, 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 all right, okay, okay, all right, all right. You know what? I'm done with that because that's not an apology. That's not an apology whatsoever. Especially if you want to throw people with autism under the bus. That's not a fucking apology. You're just trying to make us feel sorry for you when nobody else feels sorry for you because you're a dickhead. Yeah, he will always be known as a great thinker, but these billionaire problems I can't relate to. I beg to differ. I genuinely beg to differ. There are more great thinkers out there than Kanye West. Like, genuinely. But with him saying symptoms of autism, that's not what it. That's not. No, that's not. He's just saying these things because he himself refuses to get proper help. He refuses to get. He himself refuses to get proper help. He refuses to get proper help and makes it everybody else's problem. He makes his mental illness everybody else's problem. And just like I said in the Chris Brown and Trey Songz video that I posted, mental illness does not excuse, it just explains. And Kanye West's mental illness explains how he became to be this hate-filled individual, self-hating individual, mind you, that he is today. And the main reason why he made this freaking piss poor apology is because he's coming out with new music. Yes. He's coming out with new music, an album called Bully. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for being such a dickwad. Can you guys stream my music?" And no. The answer is no. People stopped rocking with you for a long time. It's your fault that Kim Kardashian has full custody of the kids, especially Northwest, who has an Instagram at 12 years old, mind you. 12 years old. I didn't have Instagram when I was 12 years old. I got Facebook when I was 14. And my mom kept a eagle eye view on that shit. But with Kim, I know for a fact she's not monitoring um, Northwest's usage. She's not monitoring her screen time. She's not monitoring anything. And Kanye West is coming in now to try and be the father figure. Will try to be the father, but it's too late because you yourself um, said things like slavery was a choice. You sold White Lives Matter T-shirts along with that swastika, and you even dressed as a Klan member. You've burnt too many bridges, Kanye. You've burnt too many bridges, and people are done with your shit. And the people that are still rocking with you after all this, they are a bunch of raccoons, and they're self-hating as well. Point blank, period. Because to support this individual who has said some hateful shit, not just to black people, but to Jewish people as well. That's that's a lot. And to still support this person, that says a lot about you, how your views are. It basically says you fall for anything because you stand for nothing. That's what it's giving me. But anyway, I'm gonna get this shit off my screen before I get pissed off. Because I can already feel myself getting pissed off with what I'm about to talk about right now. Because what I'm about to talk about right now is pretty much what's going on with ICE and with the new Epstein file drop. So let's go to this tab right here. Okay, I agree, CNN, but don't sell my shit. Point blank, period. As of yesterday, the DOJ released millions of pages of documents on the Epstein investigation. So more Epstein files. And I'm pretty sure they want to sit down, bud. Sit, sit, sit and relax. We're gonna be here for a while. More just atrocious things have come out. But there are more than 3 million pages, and there are more people, there are more names on the list. It still says that Trump is on there, even though it might be heavily redacted, but it's heavily, we know for a fact that Trump is on the file, point blank, period. But it also says that Elon Musk, his name is on the files, Bill Clinton, which he's already a sex pest, so that doesn't surprise me there. And a former Obama White House counsel is on the list as well. So does that say that Obama might be on the list? Sure. It wouldn't surprise me either way. It would not surprise me either way if Obama was on the Epstein files. Yeah, drafted, unsigned indictment, including details of alleged abuse of minors and a threat of 3 co-conspirators. A draft indictment that was never brought against Jeffrey Epstein alleged from 2001 to 2005. Epstein and 3 unnamed defendants engaged in a conspiracy to procure females under the age of 18, basically children, to engage in lewd conduct for money to satisfy Jeffrey Epstein's per- prurient, I think that's how you pronounce that word, interests. Basically, PDF, straight pedophilic desires. What is it, boy? Right. Can I pause this? Because I think he wants to go outside real quick. So I'm going to just. I don't think I can pause it. But I will be right back. Hold on, bud. Don't pull me now.
Hey Mimi,
Yeah.
is that stuff to dry?
I'll check when I get back inside.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not enough, bud. Look at your face. He fell and landed face first in some snow. Yep. This is why I told you we need to stay inside for a little bit until it gets less icy out there. This is why I told you.
Is it still real slippery?
There's a few spots. But no, boy, this is exactly what. But do you listen? No. Here you go. Come on. Let's check on these clothes.
If it's fried, just leave it with me. I'll come get it.
Okay. them on for a bit longer. They felt a little damp. You're welcome. Boy. I bet your nose is cold, huh, bud? Because you decided to fall face first in some snow. In a whole snowbank. Anyway. And another thing about your comment, Wuhan, billionaires don't have problems. They just get bored. And when they get bored, it means a lot of negative things are going to happen to working people. Welcome back. Thank you. I didn't know you were still here. But yeah, billionaires don't have problems. Here. But yeah, billionaires don't have problems. They just get bored and try and find ways to continue to disadvantage the working class. That's all. Anyway, my nose is cold. Anyway, instead of bringing a 60-count indictment against the four people, federal prosecutors in 2007 reached a non-persecution agreement with Epstein, who avoided federal charges and served 13 months in state prison over state prostitution charges. Which that's honestly not prostitution. That is pedophilia. That's another P word. They got their P words totally confused there. According to drafted indictment, the unnamed co-conspirators would call the girls to travel to Palm Beach, Florida for Epstein, who would then use and pay for the girls. The 19 girls mentioned in the document, all under Jane Doe's pseudonyms, range in ages from, including some as young as 14. And that's all that we know of. That's all that we know of 14. But you guys can see with how many times Trump has taken pictures with Epstein, we know he's on the list. He's on the list from page 1 to page 3 million. He is on that list. Let's just talk more about more of the co-conspirators. Oh, here's an email. New email shows Epstein telling Larry Summers he doesn't understand how dumb Trump is. Let's see if they have. Oh, they don't have a picture of the email. Damn. But they have excerpts from it. Multiple emails released Friday between Jeffrey Epstein and Larry Summers, former U.S. Secretary of Treasury. That seems like the one that was. Wait, was he with Obama? Hold on. Let me check. No, he was Secretary of State between 1999 and 2001, so during the Bush administration, more or less. But he was director of National Economic Council of the U.S. between 2009 and 2010. So that was during Obama's era. So, and Harvard president shows the two men gossiping about President Donald Trump during his first presidential term. His first presidential term, mind you. That's not talking shit about him today. That's during the first time he was in office. And to discuss the idea of Russia helped Trump win in 2020. No, God damn it. 2016. Elon Musk helped Trump win in 2024. Russia helped Elon Musk win. Not Elon Musk. I'm getting everything confused. Helped Trump win in 2016. Either way, Trump lost the elections both times, but he had people paid off to say he won. Allegedly, in Minecraft. Which Summers deemed plausible but not certain. Trump has long denied any complicity with Russia in that election, which we know. We know that's a lie. We know 100% that's a lie. Epstein replied that your world does not understand how dumb he really is. So that's quote unquote your best friend talking shit behind your back, saying how absolutely stupid you are to somebody else. Some friend, huh? But I guess you know the saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I don't know how close of friends, I don't know how close Trump had Epstein or Epstein had Trump, but they sure were close for Trump to be all over the Epstein files. They sure had to have been close. But that's from what we know so far off of the Epstein files. But there are more names to it as well. Some of them being the likes of Jay Z, which doesn't surprise me because I am 100% certain he is on the Diddy party list as well. Him and many other black celebrities are on the Diddy list. So it does not surprise me that Jay Z is also on the Epstein files, especially with how he groomed a young Beyonce. Like when Beyonce and Jay Z first met, he was in his early 20s and she just turned. Hold on. I want to say she just turned 18 or still in her childhood. When did Beyonce? Yeah, she just turned 18 and this nigga was 30. 30 and 18. That don't sound wild to you. That don't sound wild to you. And it's speculated that they started dating before she turned 18. That shit is fucked. It doesn't surprise me he's on the Epstein list. It also doesn't surprise me he's on the Diddy files. And speaking of Diddy files, I did not watch the documentary made by 50 Cent because 50 Cent has his own weird cases. So why would I watch a documentary about one weird case, one nigga with a weird case versus another nigga with a weird case? That's fucked. Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. Anyway. What else? What else? What else? There's also more with what's going on with ICE. I feel you. Yeah. It's terrible. But we're gonna get into what's going on with Minnesota and Minneapolis. Starting with hold on. Starting with this little baby right here. Ramos. An ICE agent literally took him off the street with his little Spider-Man bag. I'm going to try and say this without crying. Cause this shit right here. This shit right here is fucked. He had a Spider-Man backpack on and a little beanie with bunny ears on it. And they used him as bait to try and get his family to try and take his family. And they got his father and him. I'm sorry. Man, how the fuck do you do that, man? How do you go and just take a child off the street? And he looks so scared in this picture. He looks so scared. He's just 5. This baby's just 5 years old. This baby is just 5 years old. He doesn't know what's going on. He just knows about Sesame Street and his favorite color and his favorite food. They're no longer in Minneapolis. They were sent to Texas, to God knows where. And look at this. Look at this little baby. How could you just. I'm sorry. How can you just take this poor child away from his family and just keep him away for so long? And now, while he's in custody, he's sick. This is probably not going to talk about it, but there's so many articles talking about this poor baby is sick. He's physically sick and he's emotionally sick because he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where his family is. He doesn't know if his family's okay. He doesn't know if he's going to go home. I need to get myself together. I'll drink some water. And the fact that there are people still actively supporting this is just mind-boggling. No, it's not mind-boggling. It's fucking sick. Because not only that, this poor baby is sick and he can't get the help he needs. Another person in ICE custody has passed away. A Haitian man has passed away in ICE